Look at these two shots. On the left, a multi-million-dollar digital explosion where everything is perfect. The lighting, the debris, the timing. It looks good, but now, look at the right. That's real steel hitting real pavement in 1971. There's a weight to it. A danger you can actually feel in your gut. Today, we're diving into why modern action is losing its soul and why the gritty, practical stunts of the 70s are still the undefeated kings of cinema. Welcome back to Movie Silver Screen.
Welcome to the film channel Movie Silver Screen.
Take a look at William Friedkin's The French Connection. That chase wasn't filmed on a closed set with green screens. They were driving at 90 miles per hour through live Brooklyn traffic. When the car hits a stray vehicle, that's not a digital simulation, that's real metal crumpling, real glass shattering, and a real stunt driver's heart rate hitting 150. In the 70s, stunts had a specific weight. You could feel the gravity, you could see the dust on the lens. When a pyrotechnic went off in a movie like The Wild Geese, the actors weren't reacting to a tennis ball on a stick. They were reacting to heat, noise, and pressure. Modern blockbusters often trade this dirt for perfection. But in film, perfection can be boring. We crave the friction, we crave the sense that something could actually go wrong. And in the 70s, it often did. Now, it's important to give modern cinema its due. Technology today allows us to tell stories on a scale that 1970s directors could only dream of. But there's a handcrafted ingenuity from that era that is worth celebrating. Take the iconic Astro Spiral jump from the man with the golden gun. Today, we'd use digital rigs to ensure the car lands perfectly. But in 1974, it was the first stunt ever calculated by a computer and then performed in one take by a real driver. No safety net, no digital fixing, just physics and nerves of steel. Or look back at The French Connection. Director William Friedkin actually filmed the chase without city permits in some sections, the near misses you see on screen. Some of those were actual accidents that stayed in the final cut. It's that blend of planning and happy accidents that gives 70s cinema its unique pulse. We can't talk about 70s soul without mentioning George Miller's original Mad Max. This wasn't just a movie, it was a miracle of scrap metal and sheer bravery. With a tiny budget, they used real cars, real speeds, and real impact. When you see a motorcycle tumbling toward the camera, or a car being shredded in a high-speed collision, that's not just action, it's a capture of physical consequence. There's a specific, terrifying energy in Mad Max because the stakes felt personal. It set a standard for automotive mayhem that films are still trying to match 40 years later. But here's the good news for action fans, that 70s soul isn't gone. It's just evolving. Look at John Wick, Chapter 4. They spend weeks in the middle of the Arc de Triomphe, using real stunt drivers to weave through live traffic, a direct spiritual successor to the grit of The French Connection. And then there's 2024's The Fall Guy. This movie is a literal love letter to the era of practical stunts. They actually broke a Guinness World Record for the most cannon rolls in a car, doing 8.5 flips on a real beach. When we see modern directors choosing the hard way over the easy digital path, they are honoring the legacy of the 70s. They're proving that even in a world of CGI, the most powerful special effect is still a human being, doing something incredible. The goal isn't to say that old is better. The goal is to remember the craft. When we see a director like Tom Cruise or George Miller pushing for practical stunts today, they are keeping that 70s spirit alive. They know that even with all the pixels in the world, nothing beats the visceral feeling of something truly happening in front of the lens. Which of these 70s stunts do you think holds up the best today? Let's talk about it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this trip through movie history, subscribe to Movie Silver Screen for more deep dives into the classics.